Alright, what up guys, it's Gaze here, and I will be talking about why you should definitely be watching Dragon Ball GT. Now I know we have Super, we have Daima, we have the Super movie coming out in a couple of months. We also have the Moral arc next year. I know there's a lot of stuff happening and going on around Super that's really exciting and amazing, and I can't wait to watch it either. But I would say you shouldn't miss out on GT, especially since Daima introduced Super Saiyan 4 as a completely different form that looks very different to the classic Super Saiyan 4, which is one of the major reasons why you should definitely watch GT. It's incredible. I mean, the transformation as well, when Goku goes back into his golden ape, like it's basically a fusion between Super Saiyan and his ape form. It's kind of like a thematic fusion between Goku's training in terms of the Super Saiyan form and his roots in terms of the ape form, and it's all perfected as Super Saiyan 4. You also do get Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Now I will say the animations do not look as good and the fight is not as long when it's like compared to how it's depicted with the video games and it's depicted with the gacha games. It doesn't really look like that, but still it is enjoyable to see because of the story you follow from the beginning to end when it involves Shenron. There's also some really amazing things that again all the other anime series don't do and the movies don't do, which is the fact that people actually die in this one and they stay dead. Like the story ends with one prominent character staying dead, and it makes sense why he wanted to not stay alive anymore. And it's very well written, man. I can't lie, especially with everything that's going on within the story at that point with Baby. Everybody knows about these villains, so I'm not afraid of spoiling them, but obviously Baby and what he wants to do, that character decides, you know what, there's too many super strong people always coming out, you know, we have to put an end to this. So I think you would understand who I'm talking about there. But again, the scene is still very cool and it's still enjoyable, especially with the arc that's going on. In my opinion, the best arc in GT, which is the Baby arc. I mean, the Baby villain makes complete sense why he wants to go after the Saiyans, how he takes over their bodies. Again, there's some really amazing GT scenes where you see Vegeta fighting as well a few people, and he actually gets heavily involved within the story. Even at the end he does, and there's a great moment with him and Goku basically deciding to just sacrifice their lives for their family, and it's incredible. And that's where you get the amazing scene that is depicted in video games many times, and you'll see it once you watch the series. Again, I do love Goku's journey in the sense of him being nerfed because he's in his kid form, so it makes sense why so many of these villains go out and attack him, and it doesn't feel like the villains are way too overpowered. The only ones you feel like that are Baby and Shenron, but it makes sense because Baby becomes stronger over time, and it's explained how. And with Shenron, he's the manifestation of literal magic Dragon Balls and all the wishes that the crew have made over the years, which is a lot. I mean, we've seen a lot of wishes on screen and off screen. We've heard about them as well, so it makes sense why he becomes so powerful and how it happens. And there's a lot of great things as well in terms of the characters, like Pan. You get to see more of Pan. You know, right now the Super depiction of Pan, it's only one movie, and they're going to be adapting the Moral arc as a movie, so you're probably not going to see Pan for a while unless if it's in a video game. So this is one of those depictions in the future where you get to see Pan properly throughout the story, actually have a character arc, a very nice character arc as well, and just some pretty good moments with Goku. You also get to see more out of Goten and Trunks, which is a complaint I have. Like, dear me, Goten and Trunks are still probably not gonna have a prominent role for a while, bro, the way that they do in this series. So that's another big W. Another thing I will say as well is that Vegeta, obviously his Super Saiyan full form is really cool as well, and the fight he has with Goku versus Shenron is really cool, and the fusion and how it happens is really cool as well, all within his own character and his character arc he has throughout the story. And you also get to see his kid, and just how funny it is that his kid does not care about anything that he cares about, and their whole dynamic, and how he actually wants to be a dad, and he's not gonna You're not gonna see the way he treated Trunks within this movie. Like, he actually is like a dad, which is nice to see, you know, like a regular dad. Another thing you do see as well is Bulma getting more involved again within the story, which you don't get to see anymore. Like, she barely builds a lot of things anymore. I think Daima, she builds something there. I think she helps repair one of the spaceships, if I'm not mistaken. I didn't watch Daima, guys. I didn't watch it, but I think she does that. Apart from that, she doesn't really do much throughout the entire Super as well as the movies either, right? Apart from gathering the Dragon Balls for Piccolo in the superhero movie. So here she has more of an involvement again, literally throughout the entire story. It's really cool to see, and it leaves you with some theories at the end of how amazing she could be in the future if they do want to adapt her genius a lot more in the future. I really wish that after the moral arc, and I'm pretty sure they're going to be doing the granola arc in that, because there are some people who like granola. They're probably going to make a movie out of it if the moral movie does well, because these guys only care about money at this point. I hope they do GT, but in their own way. Obviously, it's a bit too late to try and reserve a lot of what's happened in GT. And since they want to get a lot of money out of the product, it's going to be really hard to justify the ending of GT, which is one of the best endings within Dragon Ball history. I really love the ending, but that's not going to happen unless if they take risks and they allow other characters to be more prominent, and I don't think that's going to happen, so that's going to suck. But apart from all of that, I think those are the reasons you should watch GT. You also get a entire story based on how they've abused the Dragon Balls, which is nice to see, because nowadays, bro, there are Dragon Balls for everything, and it's kind of tiring seeing new Dragon Balls with every single new iteration of the series. It's really getting boring, and it's making the Dragon Balls less special, so I would definitely say that's a good thing as well. And yeah, those are the positives with the series. There's probably more. I will say the cons of the series. I'm going to end with the cons. Okay, the cons of the series is that the Dragon Ball saga, like the Shenron saga, you don't get to Shenron for a while. So the first couple of episodes with the other dragons are bad. I can't lie. It's only up until the Lightning Dragon where things start to pick up, but until that point, yeah, they're bad. They're bad, and they are based. Dragon Ball GT tries to take from Dragon Ball, like the original, and tries to honor it. So they try to be comedic, but it doesn't always work, and sometimes it's a bit dumb. So that happens, especially with the whole thing with Trunks. You're gonna see what happens with him. It's just if you've seen original Dragon Ball, you understand what they're trying to do. But again, you do get some pretty cool episodes and arcs and mini arcs, like with Rildo. I really do like Rildo, and I think he's a cool villain. I think that's his name, yeah. The android thingy. I really like his fight as well. And it's funny because I feel like his design and his character inspired Moro, and you'll understand once the movie comes out for Moro. I've read the manga, but you'll understand. And yeah, there's a few episodes in here that get dragged out and get very boring, but there's also a lot of episodes that do build up the characters and the relationships and the character arcs, and some are funny, some are not. It's a hit or miss. So I would say 30% of this series is probably going to be a bit of a slog, a bit boring. It will seem pointless, but the other 70%, it's worth it. The 70% is worth it, man. It really is. And yeah, that's all I have to say about Dragon Ball GT. So if you guys like the video, and I don't really need the subs at this point, but I'm still gonna say it, like and subscribe, you know, if you want to see more. I do want to continue to recommend more series. You've probably seen Drifters as well. It's much shorter because Drifters is a shorter series, but I do want to kind of recommend more. So catch you guys later.